I'm bored. My internet's still down, so if I do ever upload this, which I probably won't, it's gonna be, hours, days, weeks later, whenever the hell this comes back. And I'm really, really bored. And I miss Tumblr. I miss it a lot. So, I'm making a video, I guess, to document how bored I am. I could be doing productive things. I could clean my room. I could read the half dozen of unread books I have in my room. That's really all I could do. I could go. I could leave my house. There's an idea. I don't know. I mean, you never think about how much you interact with people online until there's no more online to interact with. My dad bought a new modem, which is, or was, registering or whatever and taking its sweet time, but then my dad suggested I unplug it and try and restart it, and hopefully that would reinstall it faster. But now it doesn't even want to install, so we're kind of stuck, and it sucks a lot. So how are you, Tumblr? How are you? Hope you're better than me. I really do. This really sucks. This really, really, really sucks. I kind of want to read something to you guys. We have Emperor Mage sitting behind my bed over there. Because I always have Emperor Mage out. I literally do. There's no point putting it on my bookshelf because within a good hour or two of it sitting there, I will decide, no, I want to have that out again in case I want to reread select portions of that book, and by select portions I mean that whole book. Whole damn book. It's a reason why it looks... Oh, no, it's over this way. Ugh. Well, it looks like this. Like it's gonna, fall apart any day now. It's because I take it everywhere with me. And it opens automatically to... Oh, hey, yep. To the confrontation in, the aviary. Actually, it opens... Yep, right there. To... just every beautiful bit of this. Let's just read this page that it opens up to instantly on its own. Because it's, "Stop it, Numair," Dane thought, watching the Emperor's eyes flicker with some odd emotion. "Can't you see he wants to upset you?" "Human bonds," Ozorn said quietly, studying gilded nails. "I'm certain you and your lovely student have a most profound bond. Must you share a bed with her animals as well as with her?" Numair's hand lashed and slammed against the suddenly visible sheet of emerald fire that appeared around the Emperor. Lights flared where he struck. He yanked the hand back, rubbing it. "If you interfere with her, if you harm her in any way, it will be a breach in the peace accords. All the Eastern I skipped a part there. His breath came out hard under the words. "All the Eastern lands will unite to destroy you." He stalked out of the aviary, dark cheeks burning crimson. Dane was breathless. What had possessed him to hit Ozark? The suggestion that Numair was interested in her for sexual reasons had been made before. He laughed it off. But if anyone took offense to such things, it was Dane herself, and only because the speaker did not understand that Numair was too honorable ever to take advantage of her. Babies. And that's that page. This one page, this side of it at least, is just that scene. And that's what my book opens up to on its own. Like I could just... There it is. Right there. But Like, honestly, you don't understand my reaction. I can still remember my reaction when I first read that scene. 'Cause it was spring 2011-ish? That sounds right. Like, I guess maybe it was like February, March, I don't know. But, I had finally gotten around to reading The Immortals because I'd read them out of order. I read Song of the Lioness, and then either my friend Lauren lent me The Immortals and I just didn't read them, because I distinctly remember seeing the covers, because she didn't have these covers, she had like the ones that came before them, which were just like solid animal faces in the cover, and they just looked really weird to me, and I wasn't sure if I liked it. So it was like, maybe I just decided, nah, I'm gonna skip these and move on, sort of thing, or she just didn't lend them to me. I can't really remember which of those two it was. But either way, I went Son of the Lioness, Protector of the Small, and then the Trickster books. And then I think I even got as far as reading Terrier and Bloodhound before that spring, when I was like, oh hey, there's that whole series that I never touched. I should probably go back and read those. And then I did, and it was wonderful. But anyways, point is, it was that spring, was finally onto this book, and I knew in advance too. I knew in advance that Dana Newmare became a thing, because I'd read later books. I knew they had babies. Obviously they were a thing. So I was reading into it way ahead of apparently most people when they read it the first time. I mean, I was shipping that by, like, Wolfspeaker. That was a ship. Anywho. Point being, I get to that scene. Also, we need to talk about, it was spring because there were tornado sirens. And so me and my mom were in the basement watching Food Network. And I was reading this. And I got to that scene, and I just sort of sat there and was like, what just happened? And I like reread it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. Newmare, what are you doing? Why are you slapping him? And in my head too, again, as I hadn't read Realms of the Gods, where in the prologue Newmare has his sudden aha moment of, well shit, I'm in love with her. So I figured in that moment that he was that upset, that emotional about that because he was consciously in love with her and felt guilty about it. So I'm reading that and I'm like, oh my god, he's in love with her. Oh my god, yay, everything's wonderful and awful at the same time, it's great. And I just kind of had this little, like, fangirl squealing moment in the basement during a huge thunderstorm, and it was wonderful. Like, I think it was, like, I don't know, it was just the best little, like, fangirl moment I've ever had over a book. That was great. Yeah, and then there's Dane loses her temper, which is also great. But I didn't think he died, so... Well, I knew he didn't die, obviously, but... Yeah. So, it was a good... It's also interesting, because I can understand more why people didn't like Dane, or weren't as fond of Dane, when I'd only read Protector of the Small and Trickster books, and we only saw bits of her. Because without knowing what she's like, she reads very strange in the other books, and somehow I'd wrapped my head, like, I'd got it into my head reading about her, that she was a goddess, like, not a demigoddess, that she was just an actual magical goddess thing, and it really confused me, because, especially in the Trickster books, like, I completely missed all of Dane in Protector of the Small. Like, that went completely over my head. any mention of her. Like, I didn't even remember that she showed up in those books until I read it again. But I remembered her from the Trickster books. I remember Allie's visions of her having a baby and all of that. And I just remember every time Allie would mention, oh, my aunt who's a demigod, I don't know how to say words, demigoddess. And I was always just like, why does Allie have an aunt that's divine? Where did this come from? I'm really confused. And I just, like, played her out to, like, acting more like an actual goddess does, you know? That kind of cool, aloof, magical thing. So it was really weird, and I mean, I didn't dislike her, but I was just kind of indifferent to her existence. And then, obviously then I read her books, and I'm like, oh, you precious girl. Come here, you're my favorites. Oh, she's adorable, and she's great. And now when I read her in the later books, I can supplement the personality that I've taken from the Immortals, and I'm like, oh, Dane, you're my favorite. And I like that I've turned this video into me ranting about Dane. I don't even care. Anyways, but I also sometimes in my head, because of this, I work it out that, that Dane, that people who don't like Dane as much have not read the Immortals in a long time. Like, it's one of those, oh, I didn't like them the first time I read them, now I'm just never gonna touch them again, which, I mean, that's okay. If you don't like something, you don't force yourself to read it. But at the same time, I always, like, the facts they use to supplement, or, I don't know what words are, to explain why they dislike her, and then also why they dislike Dane and Numair as a thing. I'm always like, that's not completely accurate. Also, have you read it recently? Because clearly you are stating facts that are kind of skewed and not really accurate. You need to, especially about her personality, like things about her, I'm like, no, you need to go reread those books, because you've got that wrong. But she's my precious darling. She really is. I love the fact that Mark loves her. I love the fact that Mark loves her, because I love her, because she should be more appreciated in the fandom, and she's not. Oh god, today was the day, I already watched it on my phone, because my phone has internet. Yay! I already watched the Mark Reads videos for today, which was the Midwinter O'Lock one, where first John and Cal have their thing, in which John explains why kings can't just do what they like. Cal, there's politics. Politics. I love that. I love that there's politics. I love that John is trying to explain politics to Cal. Like, idealism, it's great. It really is, but politics. Anyways, but I haven't seen Tumblr since that came out, and I'm really worried that there's going to be some sort of John hate in the tag, and I'm not there. I'm not there to calm my fellow Pierce fans down. Sarah, I'm looking at you. God, I hope there's not John hate in the tag. I really hope not, because then I'm gonna be pissed. Well, right now I can't be pissed because I can't read it, but I'm gonna, you know, obviously when I get back on, eventually, hopefully, I'm gonna go through that tag, because I always do, and just scroll through it all. And even if I see one bit of John hate, I'm gonna get pissed. It's gonna suck. Because I can understand disliking him. I mean, really, I can. There's reasons to dislike him in the world. There are. But that whole scene is not one of them. Ever. Also, I still don't understand the person. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't understand how anyone can put him as their least favorite character. Because I save least favorite character for two things. One, characters that I'm not interested in, remotely. Characters who I've been given no reason to care and no reason to like them, that are put in like a main character position where you're obviously meant to like them. And you just sit there and you go, no, I don't care about you. That, yeah, badly written characters, I suppose, go in least favorite category. And then characters who do downright awful shit, they get least favorite. I mean, downright awful, terrible stuff, who you're meant to hate. That works. Yes. I mean, Joran. No one is meant to like Joran. Period. He is there for you to hate him with all your being. So he can be at least favorite. But John is written as a character you are meant to be confused by, a character you're meant to have different views on, and some days you like him and some days you want to punch his lights out. And that is a wonderful character. That is an amazing character to write. A character whose intentions you know are good, but sometimes can't execute them in the best way. A character who has flaws that are openly acknowledged while still being a protagonist in the general sense. And that's what John is, and that's why you can dislike him, but I don't understand how you can put him as your least favorite. He's a good guy. He's good. He's on your side. So, I mean, that's how... God. I'm yawning up a storm. But yeah, John. He is... See, it's kind of hard for me to say that because I can't stand him in Song of the Lioness. Especially, Woman Who Rises Like a Man, where he's an asshat. But he grows out of it, and that's what I really like. Character development. Yay! So, I ranted here, which hopefully means that if there is John hate, I can just direct people to this video. Around the 16-minute mark to about the 18-minute mark, I go on a huge John rant. You can watch it. It's great. God, how long am I gonna make this video for? You all probably don't care. I don't really care. I'm just doing this because I am bored out of my mind and my internet just doesn't want to do shit. It doesn't. It doesn't want to do shit. That's how I feel. Just shaking my fists at the camera. Probably should put Emperor Mage back, but as I just told you, that book doesn't stay on a shelf long. No, it doesn't. What else could I do? Somebody tell me what to do. I guess, I really could just leave my house. I could. I really could, but I don't really want to. Well, because I don't really know where I'd go. Where would I go? There's a library right up that way from the house. I haven't really had lunch yet today either. I could go do that. I could go eat. Go eat lunch. There are things I could do. I could clean my room. I think I already told you that option. Oh, I'm yawning so much today. Probably because I went to bed at 2 a.m. last night. and got up at like 8. It's not a lot of sleep. Ugh. I was listening to Christmas music earlier. That was nice. That's what I could do too. I can make like cheesy fan videos or something. I'm just making faces at the camera. I haven't made that noise in a while. I kind of want to go back to book ranting, but I kind of ranted myself out back there with my talking about John. John. King Jonathan Conte. I haven't even mentioned New Mary yet. Anyone who watched this probably think I'm a John fangirl. I'm not really. He's not even anywhere near my favorite character. Nowhere close. That is right. Saved for New Mary. And then my cat just walked in the room. She was upset at me earlier because I kind of locked her in the bathroom. Maybe on purpose. Sorry. She has this habit of drinking water out of the sink in the bathroom and then trying to dig the drain out. And so every time she gets in the bathroom, I try and get her out any way possible, and she wasn't going. So I was like, okay, you want to stay in there? I'm going to close the door. And I did, and then she got out and went down, and then she's kind of been like skirting away from me because I locked her in the bathroom. It's only for like a couple seconds. She's been there in the dark before too, so it wasn't even the dark. But it was enough. But she seems to have forgiven me now because I gave her toys to play with. I hope she forgives me. Cats don't really hold grudges, do they? Certainly hope not. She's still a kitten too, which probably means she doesn't. Well, she's like a teenage kitten. I don't know. Not quite a kitten, not yet a cat. Something like that. Ugh. So, this has been a really boring video in which I talked about my lack of internet and ranted about Dane and John. That would be a really weird ship. Even though Dane did have a crush on him for all of like 5 pages. I really want to write a fic about that. Just more about crushes. Crushes are adorable. Or more fics about Neil and his crush on Dane. Because that was adorable too. Adorable and short-lived. And my hair is doing ridiculous things. There we are. Hi, cats! Do you want to say hi to the camera? Yeah? Yeah? Have you forgiven me? Yeah? Really? Look! It's a camera! Look! Camera! See? Look up! Nope, you're gonna sniff the keys. That's what you're gonna do. Cat. On that note, on the cat note, I'm gonna go. I do God knows what, but farewell. Wiedersehen, adieu. Cat. Oh, she's purring. Okay, she's forgiven me. Goodbye, world. Cat butt behind me. Oh, and now she's laying down. Good night, everyone. Good night.